Today, Hollywood great Henry Fonda stars opposite Robert Shaw in the 1965 World War II drama The Battle of the Bulge, which airs from 12:05 p.m. on ITV4. The film is based in 1944, northern France, where Allied troops are preparing to invade Germany. But an American officer becomes convinced with the idea that German forces will attempt a counterattack, though his theory falls on deaf ears from his bosses. The Battle of the Bulge was met with highly critical reviews, particularly over the glaring historical inaccuracies that emerged constantly throughout. Among these was Bosley Crowther, who noted in the New York Times that what is offensive about this picture is the evident distortion of the material and of history to suit the wide Cinerama screen. He added, for instance, it is the removal of the heavy fog that actually made it possible for the Germans to carry on their tank attacks without fear of retaliation from the air. This is a complete distortion of the weather conditions that made the battle what it was. It is a cruel deception to describe the climax of the Battle of the Bulge as a raging of German tanks against Americans across a broad plain in the manner of a Western movie cavalry and Indian charge. The film will be a likely irritation to those who have some sober, rueful sense of World War II, and also a respectful regard for the memory of the men who fought and died in the real Bulge. Regardless of the reviews, it is still a favorite among many fans, and Fonda was already a huge Hollywood star by the time the film was released. His legacy would continue on through his celebrated daughter Jane Fonda. Despite both soaring in their careers, both claiming Academy Awards, the father and daughter endured a difficult relationship. But in one throwback account, Jane recalled to Closer Weekly that after starring opposite each other in 1981's On Golden Pond, all she wanted to do was watch it back with Fonda. The 84-year-old noted her surprise at Fonda's tears after she grabbed his arm during one scene, and had hoped that eventually the pair would discuss what brought such emotion from him. She said in 2018, "I wish he would have said something like, 'I wasn't expecting it. That scene between us really moved me. You really moved me. I felt we were both so present. I wish he were still here to talk about it.'" Jane, who won Best Actress Oscar gongs for her roles in Clute and Coming Home, reflected on her father's death at 77, as a result of heart disease. Then aged 81, Jane added, "I've lived 4 years longer than he did. That still surprises me." When asked about accepting an Oscar on his behalf when his health got worse, the actress added, "My father was very, very ill and he could not attend the ceremonies. He asked if I would receive the Oscar on his behalf, and when they called his name, it was probably the happiest moment of my life." While the emotional memory demonstrated a clear respect between the parent and child, Jane once discussed with Harper's Bazaar the blunt advice Fonda had given her when she discussed lacking confidence in her appearance. She said in 2011, "I was raised in the 50s. I was taught by my father that how I looked was all that mattered, frankly. He was a good man, and I was mad for him, but he sent messages to me that fathers should not send. Unless you look perfect, you're not going to be loved." Jane developed bulimia, something that came from her worry over her looks, as well as her mother Frances Ford Seymour's suicide when she was just 12. She added, "It was in my 40s, and if you suffer from bulimia, the older you get, the worse it gets. It takes longer to recover from a bout. I had a career, I was winning awards, I was supporting non-profits, I had a family. I had to make a choice, I live or I die. The Battle of the Bulge airs from 12:05 p.m. on ITV4 today.